Welcome to Moll's Deep Podcast, where I talk about deep things. So I'm actually in the process of moving, so I don't have my a special Moll's Deep Podcast sign that I made with chalk marker. So we're gonna have to just deal with that. I don't know. We're gonna get through it. And moving's been stressful. But there's a lot going on, so I just want to talk about some things. First, I do want to say it's awful, the tragedy that happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's horrible. And you know what? I will pray for them. And I do send them thoughts and prayers. And it's a tragedy. And I gotta say, it's really bothering me. All these people that are like discouraging people from thoughts and prayers. Like, oh, they were praying when that happened. Like, dude, I'm so sick of thoughts and prayers. Like, first of all, prayers aren't magic spells. That's not how that works, okay? So, suffering is part of the human condition. And when you are living a human life, God gave you free will, gave us all free will. Because that's the only way for us to live an authentic human life. We're mortals. The free will that He gave us, even God, I don't want to say isn't more powerful than that, but that's kind of what's built in and implied, is that even God can't override our free will. So there's going to be things that people do that God cannot control. All of it. That's the whole point, is He can't control everything that happens. He can help. And there's no way of knowing if that isn't exactly what happened, that maybe it could have been a lot worse if it weren't for faith and prayer. And you can pray to mitigate things and hope that they're better. But at the end of the day, we're living an authentic, mortal human experience. And that comes with suffering. It also comes with beauty. It comes with so many things, because it's like when my son was 9 years old. He called me at 11 o'clock. He was at his grandma's house. I was on the road. I was touring. And he calls me. He says, Mom, if there's a God, then why is there so much suffering in the world? And I was like, oh, gotta act sober. No, kidding. But I said, if everything were just as easy here as it were in heaven, we would have never left home. We're experiencing something that God Himself can't even experience unless it's through us. God knows what perfection is. He knows what that is. We're experiencing imperfection and pain. And don't stop praying. Don't stop encouraging people to pray. And those of you who are saying, oh, that's not the point. When we say we're sick of thoughts and prayers, it's because, you don't want to do anything about gun control. No, we just don't want to do the same things you want to do about gun control. That's what it is. Because we do have some gun control. First of all, if you're sitting here talking about what we need to do to change gun control, anybody talks to you about that, ask them if they know what the current gun laws are. Because they don't. They don't know what the gun control policies are in their own state right now, I promise you that. They have no idea what the steps are, what the requirements are. None of them do. So you can't tell me we got to change something. We don't know what it is already. But whenever conservatives recommend, like, hey, maybe we should focus on arming some of these places that are being targeted, because they're being targeted because they're unarmed. Because these people are cowards. Oh, no, because we don't want it to be, it's just going to be, we don't want it to look like a prison when they go to school. You have all these excuses, but you don't mind there being guns protecting your money at the bank. You don't mind there being armed guards that like protect you everywhere you go. But we can't protect the kids with the same guns you use to protect yourself and your money. So don't talk to me about, oh, those, no, the guns are here. Why don't we protect the kids first and then talk about, okay, well, maybe we could adjust this, maybe we could do that. I'm fine. I think there should be gun control. I think they are doing background checks. They are doing these things. But yeah, I agree with some gun control, of course. But if you're the same person who says more guns at these places isn't the answer, and then you're going to tell people who are suffering not to pray and not to encourage other people to pray, you're a demon. Whether metaphorical, whether literal, I don't know. But you're a freaking demon, okay? Just let people pray. Let people do what they're going to do. Don't discourage it. Don't use it as your little talking point. Y'all got your little talking points. Don't use it, okay? You're the first people to say, if you're not part of that group, you shouldn't have an opinion. You can't speak on. Great. Then don't speak on it. Because I guarantee almost all of you who are saying this are not Christians. You're not Catholic. Most of you are not religious. Most of you. Okay. You know that. Don't say it. Just take a page out of your own book. And another thing, you're going to make gun laws, all right? You're going to make rules. Make these rules. You're going to make it illegal. This is going to be illegal. Guess what's already illegal? Mass shootings. They're already illegal. It's already illegal to do all the crime, the gun crime that you don't want people to do. It's already illegal. Criminals get their hands on illegal guns all the time. All the time. The only people that follow gun laws are the ones that follow laws. It makes no sense. Anyway. Pray for these people. Don't listen. If you're not religious, fine. That's okay. That's your, not only is that your right in America, but God gave us free will. Even according to the Christian religion, that is your right to not be religious. That's up to you. That's between you and God. But nobody has any good intent in telling anyone that. They just don't. So I was arguing with some people on Facebook about, like, you know, gun control, and like more than one. It was like people from England for some reason were chiming in going, well, first of all, I'm not going to fake the accent. The blood in my veins from my Irish ancestors will not allow me to fix my mouth to fake an English accent. Okay. What they were saying was, we don't have those problems over here because we have gun control. You don't have gun control. You don't have gun rights like we have, okay? So I'm going to tell you how this works. The guns are here. They're here. Legal, illegal, lots of them. We have the guns. They're already here. Okay, now, so, like, I don't know if you think legislation works like magic spells, okay? I know you have Hogwarts there. This is going to be a little confusing for you. But it's not like we could just ban guns and write it down and then they all disappear. Okay. So, literally whatever you're doing ain't going to work over here. This is not how it works, okay? Like, you could also say you have less kangaroo attacks than they do in Australia. Because you don't have as many kangaroos. We have way more guns here than they have kangaroos in Australia. Okay? Excuse me, England. Do you share a border with a kangaroo farm? Okay? Because we share a border with the cartel. I'm not saying that's the reason for all the guns, like in this country. I'm not even saying that's the main reason. But I'm saying we have things a little different around here. And first of all, how did you even enter the chat? The audacity for English people to tell Americans why they don't need guns. Wait a minute. Why do we have the Second Amendment? Let me think. What could have happened? What could it have been? What was it that made us say, hey, you know what, guys? I think we need guns. And I think we need to write it down. Make sure nobody takes those guns away from us. Could it be because we were fighting against a tyrannical government? You, England, We're fighting against England for our freedom. Could it be that if it weren't for that, we wouldn't be America? Like, really, we wouldn't be America if it weren't for that. You're telling us we don't need guns. All I can say is this. After everything you did to the Scottish and the Irish, you're just lucky that they didn't have guns during the Braveheart era. Okay? You would have been McFucked. You would have been McFucked. Okay? You imagine William Wallace with an AR-15 and an extended mag? That would have been a very different movie based on a true story. That would have been a movie about a country that used to be named England. That's what that would have been about. We may not even have a Second Amendment because there wouldn't have been an England. There would have been a Revolutionary War. Okay? They would have mishandled that. I don't understand the logic people have. I really don't. I don't get it. Mind your business. You know what? And then Australia chimes in. Oh, whoa. We don't have... Yeah, okay, except, aren't you having a machete crisis right now? You're having a machete crisis. You're trying to get people to turn in their machetes. All right, what are we even talking about? What are we even talking? Let me tell you something. Unless you're a martial arts expert, okay, with close combat weapons training, not just weapons, like sharp, like bladed weapons training, and you're very good at it, okay? Unless you're that, you're better off here in America against a shooter with your own gun than you are over there with no gun against a machete. Let me tell you a secret. The reason that these cowards keep targeting schools, churches, all these gun-free zones, the reason that these cowards are targeting these places is because they know they're unarmed. These shooters don't go out of their way to target places where they know people have guns. You know who also doesn't try to attack people with guns? People with machetes. People with machetes don't want to come after people with guns. Why is that? I know we have problems. Okay, we have really big problems. And I would not say we got it all figured out. But what I'm saying is, England, mind your business because you have the audacity. How dare you? How dare you, England? Stay out of it. And Australia, stick to what you're good at. Hard men and soft licorice. You're the best. Why you guys got the best licorice? I'm saying. Why you got the soft strawberry licorice? Okay, we could still be friends. England, I don't know. Case by case basis. I don't dislike all Englanders. Don't dislike all the English, okay? Relax. Just the dummies. The dummies gotta go. I mean, go outside of my conversation because I wasn't talking to you. Totally uninterested. Thank you. This is unrelated, but I saw this video. Okay, so like, obviously, I lean conservative. I'm pretty moderate. Like, I really, like, compared to what... Okay. According to the left now, I'm like extreme right. But according to like sanity, like normal right and left, I am moderate. I've always kind of been moderate, but I'm a little more conservative leaning now that the Democrats went. But it was only recently that I got a lot more conservative or whatever. And anyway, so I saw this video. I see these videos all the time. And I saw this one where she was saying how they should I'll show it to you.
I think we should abolish jail and we should allow all the violent immigrants and... Yes.
We should allow them to what?
Stay here.
Okay. Do you think that we could abolish jails, get all the violent immigrants, your words, and all the violent felons in jail? Could we put them here at USF on campus?
Yes, and I'll hang out with them.
You'll hang out with them?
Baby, you're gonna just suddenly have friends. That's how this works. These are hardened criminals, okay? They're not the nice lunch lady that was really willing to talk to you during recess. You wouldn't be alone in 7th grade. Like, these are gangsters. They're not gonna be like, "Sup, Francis? Tell me more about your cat Sprinkles. Tell me, what's up with this gluten allergy? What's up? You guys know Francis? Yeah, she rolls deep. She got so many Pokemon. She rolls deep. Tell him about your Pokemon." She's like, "My favorite, this one's Charmander." That's how it works. They're not that kind of gang. They're not like, "Hey gang, wanna come over to my house after school? We hang out?" No. They're like a be stabby kind of gang. Real grapey and stabby and human trafficking, you know. They're not this let's play Uno kind of gang. If this happens, hopefully it won't, because I don't want this to be a leftist hellscape nightmare where they just let violent criminals out. I'm hoping this won't happen. But if it does, adjust your expectations, okay? They're not going to be your friend. So yeah, that's it.
Molly, you are cool as shit.